Halloween is upon us, and we want you to have a great time with your kids, not only enjoying things, but also developmentally thinking about their well-being. There are some interesting things on healthychildren.org that'll give you some tips. And we want you to go to CPSC, that's Consumer Product Safety Commission, to check for any recalls. In fact, there are two we're going to talk about here that are very important for safety issues for candy that has just recently been recalled. But let's get back to Halloween and some of the things to keep in mind, especially for your children 3 and under. You know, that 1,095-day child? Yeah. Well, keep in mind that your children have not had a lot of experience yet with Halloween. Even if they did a little bit last year or the year before, they probably aren't remembering it. So children, even at age 3, can be very, very afraid if they see something like this. Yeah, you know, they're not used to things, and you may have an older child or older people, especially if you go to a Halloween party, that are dressed up and think they're having a lot of fun, but your young child could be very, very scared. So keep that in mind, and be sure that either you let them know ahead of time that this is somebody dressed up, maybe somebody they know, but then dressed up, rather than just scare them. Not good to scare the kid. Other things to keep in mind are the outfits that you have them wear. Be sure that they are not too hot or restrictive in any way. If a child is going to be walking around, you know, like the 3-year-old, and they're going to be at all outside, have reflective tape on their clothes. Now, you're not going to hopefully let them get away, but sometimes they do. So you want to be sure that they are dressed in a very safe type of clothing. Well, the other thing is the candy. Now, this comes to the recall thing. The candy you've got to be very careful about, not only for choking, but also you just don't want a whole lot of that sugar. Be able to parcel it out over the next month or so, maybe one piece every other day or something for the older ones. But this recall thing, there were 2 cylinders that have a ball on them that were recalled because the ball would come off, and actually there was a 7-year-old that choked to death on that. So somebody could hand your kid one of these, and they incidentally were called Slim Liquor and Cocoa Candy. And there may be other recalls. That's why you go to CPSC every now and then. But just be careful with whatever someone gives to your child. So another thing too is doing the pumpkin in the first place. Well, your little child may like to play with the pumpkin, and of course, as long as there's no seeds there and you're watching, it's good for them to learn tactile stimulation from a new substance. So think about how you can make your child available to learn new things, but also safe in the process. Give that kid a hug, and join me next time for the next 1,095 days.